Today we're delving deep into the intricate psyche of a beloved character from the world of Beyblade, Ryuga. With his enigmatic personality and complex motivations, Ryuga has captured the hearts of fans worldwide. Join me as I dissect the psychology behind this unforgettable character. So Ryuga was a former member of Dark Nebula and the ultimate rival of Jinga Hagane. He was defeated by Jinga only once. All the other battles against him, Ryuga came out on top, making him legendary. He was the strongest member in the Dark Nebula, being the one who owned the Forbidden Bay. Ryuga was affiliated with the Dark Nebula organization, who aided him in the theft of the Lightning El Drago. This incident served as a character motivation for Jinga when Ryuga abandoned Jinga's father in rubble after the first encounter. The power of the Forbidden Bay would influence Ryuga and consume him, draining his energy and turning Ryuga into a monster. But after being defeated by Jinga, Ryuga would begin a journey of redemption and eventually tame Lightning El Drago, becoming the Meteor El Drago in the process. He mentored Tsubasa during Metal Masters, who was struggling with his dark power, and even acted as a temporary reserve member during the Beyblade World Championships for Team Gangan Galaxy for their match against Jack of Team Starbreaker. Ryuga's relentless pursuit of power is the central theme in his character. His unwavering determination to become the strongest blader fuels his actions and decisions throughout the series. Psychologically, this drive can be linked to his need for validation and a sense of identity, compensating for the void left by his troubled past. Ryuga's relentless pursuit of strength not only symbolizes his personal quest, but also reflects broader psychological themes. The desire for power can often stem from a need for autonomy and a way to overcome vulnerabilities. This search for dominance becomes a way for Ryuga to shield himself from the pain of his past, ultimately evolving into a psychological armor of sorts. Ryuga's pursuit of power is largely fueled by his desire to prove his worth and to never feel powerless again. This drive often causes him to make morally questionable decisions, including forming alliances with dark forces and using forbidden techniques in battle. His intense ambition and unyielding determination make him a fearsome opponent in the Beyblade arena. Throughout the series, Ryuga's pursuit of power and his involvement with darker forces leads him to clashes with other main characters, including Jinga and his friends. These conflicts often highlight the contrast between Ryuga's thirst for power and the values of friendship, teamwork, and camaraderie that the other characters uphold. Ryuga's dark side is characterized by his obsession with becoming the strongest blader and his willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. This obsession often leads him down a path of darkness as he seeks out forbidden techniques and forms alliances with sinister forces in order to gain an edge in battles. His drive for power becomes a double-edged sword, fueling his strength but also causing him to lose sight of his moral compass. Ryuga in the first season was very cocky and did not consider anyone a threat. He easily drove off anyone and did not allow anyone to get in his way. The dark power was thoroughly influencing him from the start. As always for Ryuga though, he was always training and focusing on getting better, to be stronger and attain new heights of power. Ryuga's darker tendencies are undeniable as he walks the fine line between hero and villain. His obsession with power sometimes leads him down morally ambiguous paths, and his ability to detach from emotional connections suggests a certain level of psychological detachment. The turning point for Ryuga's darker tendencies comes when he becomes entangled with the Dark Nebula organization. Under their influence, he becomes even more consumed by his desire for power and control. El Drago, his Beyblade, resonates with his drive, growing stronger as Ryuga's darkness intensifies. This symbolic relationship amplifies his inner struggles and fuels his ongoing internal conflict. Ryuga's journey is not just about showcasing his dark side, it's also a story of redemption and self-discovery. As the series progresses, cracks start to form in his seemingly impenetrable exterior. His interactions with other bladers, especially Kenta, begin to chip away at his emotional barriers, revealing glimpses of his underlying humanity. These moments of vulnerability hint at his capacity for change and growth beyond his obsession with power. One pivotal moment occurs when Ryuga loses control over El Drago's dark influence and realizes the extent of the harm he's caused. This realization forces him to confront the consequences of his actions and question the path he's chosen. He starts to reconsider his values and his definition of strength, gradually paving the way for his eventual transformation. Ryuga's dark side serves as a thematic contrast to Jinga's ideals of friendship and unity, highlighting the broader themes of balance and duality present in the series. The exploration of his character's complexity adds depth to the narrative and encourages viewers to reflect on the nature of power, ambition, and the potential for change. In the latter parts of the series, as a battle against greater threats ensues, Ryuga's growth becomes more evident. He begins to embrace the positive aspects of his personality and recognizes the importance of working together with others. While his dark side never completely disappears, it becomes a part of his overall character rather than consuming him entirely. No discussion of Ryuga is complete without addressing his intense rivalry with Jinga. This rivalry goes beyond mere competition. It becomes a symbol of conflicting ideologies. Ryuga is driven by an unquenchable thirst for power and a desire to prove his strength at any cost, often resorting to darker tactics and forbidden techniques to achieve victory. On the other hand, Jinga embodies the values of friendship, teamwork, and fair play, prioritizing the bonds he shares with his friends over individual success. This internal struggle adds depth to his character and highlights his psychological complexity. Their first encounter sets the stage for their rivalry. Ryuga defeats Jinga and creates a deep-seated rivalry and a quest for revenge on Jinga's part. Throughout the series, they clash repeatedly, both physically in intense Beyblade battles and ideologically in their differing beliefs about what Beyblading should represent. As the series progresses, their rivalry evolves beyond a simple competition for supremacy. Jinga's determination to reach Ryuga and show him the value of friendship and trust highlights his unwavering commitment to his ideals. Meanwhile, Ryuga's exposure to Jinga's philosophy challenges his own beliefs and sparks moments of introspection and vulnerability, showing glimpses of his inner struggle. Ryuga's journey is not one of stagnation, it's a tale of redemption and growth. Over time, we see glimpses of his inner conflict and the internal battle between his desire for power and his longing for connection. His eventual willingness to sacrifice himself for the greater good showcases a remarkable transformation, reflecting his evolving psychology. Ryuga learns that true strength doesn't always lie in domination, but also in vulnerability and selflessness. Ryuga's redemption and growth in the Beyblade series is a transformative journey that adds depth and complexity to his character. As a character driven by an obsession with power and a willingness to embrace darkness, his path toward redemption is marked by introspection, self-discovery, and the gradual realization of the importance of connections with others. One of the key turning points in Ryuga's redemption arc is his interactions with Kenta, a young blader who looks up to him. Through Kenta's unwavering faith in his potential for change, Ryuga starts to question his own beliefs and actions. Kenta's friendship and trust slowly chip away at Ryuga's walls, allowing him to glimpse the possibility of a different path. Ryuga's growth is also highlighted by his evolving relationship with his Beyblade, El Drago. Initially, he sees his Beyblade as a tool for power and domination. However, as he faces formidable opponents and experiences defeat, he begins to understand the deeper connection between Blader and Beyblade. This realization sparks a change in his approach to battles as he learns to respect and cooperate with his Beyblade instead of merely controlling it. As the series progresses, Ryuga's redemption becomes more evident in his actions and decisions. He starts to distance himself from darker forces and disavows the use of forbidden techniques he once relied on. His willingness to put himself on the line to protect others, especially his friends. Ryuga's ultimate redemption is most portrayed in his final battles against the main antagonist, Nemesis. In these battles, he partners with Kenta and other Bladers to take down the threat that once consumed him. Through these battles, he not only redeems himself, but also finds closure for his past actions and the pain he had caused. It's important to note that Ryuga's redemption is not without his struggles. His internal conflict, guilt, and remnants of his dark past continue to haunt him. However, it's precisely these struggles that make his journey more realistic and relatable. His ongoing growth and effort to rise above his past create a compelling narrative of self-discovery and transformation. Let's dive into the psychological aspects that shape Ryuga's character. Ryuga's obsession with becoming the strongest blader is rooted in his need for validation and recognition. This obsession can be seen as a way to compensate for the feelings of inadequacy that he might have developed due to his early childhood. The pursuit of power and acquisition of skill become a compulsion, a way to fill the emotional void he feels. Ryuga's character showcases a duality, a conflict between his dark side and his potential for redemption. This inner struggle can be seen as a manifestation of his unresolved psychological conflicts. The Dragon Emperor's soaring bite strike technique, which symbolizes his darker tendencies, is a metaphorical representation of his inner battle. Ryuga's reluctance to rely on others and his initial resistance to forming connections demonstrate a fear of vulnerability. This fear might be an attempt to shield himself from the potential pain of rejection and abandonment that he experienced in the past. Ryuga's journey toward redemption involves integrating his dark and light aspects. This process can be seen as an internal psychological integration, where he comes to terms with his past actions and finds a way to use his strength and skills for positive purposes. Ryuga's resilience in the face of adversity is truly remarkable. His ability to harness his pain and channel it into his pursuit of power can be seen as a coping mechanism. Psychologically, this illustrates how individuals can use their past experiences as sources of strength, even if it means taking unconventional paths. He's willing to learn from his battles and refine his skills to stay competitive, showing a high degree of mental flexibility and adaptability. Ryuga's endurance, both in terms of his physical stamina and his mental fortitude, is evident in his battles. He often endures intense battles, using his strength and determination to push through challenges even when the odds are stacked against him. Ryuga maintains a strong sense of inner strength. This strength allows him to weather emotional storms and personal conflicts, showcasing his resilience in the face of his own demons. One of Ryuga's defining traits is his refusal to give up, even when facing seemingly insurmountable odds. This determination is exemplified in his battles where even on the brink of defeat, he finds a way to rally and continue fighting. It's important to acknowledge his lasting legacy. Ryuga's character continues to inspire discussions about the interplay between power and vulnerability, and darkness and redemption. His impact on the Beyblade series and its fan base is a testament to the compelling nature of well-crafted psychological narratives. Ryuga's multi-dimensional character adds depth to the series. His struggles, dark past, and eventual redemption give the storyline a layer of emotional complexity that resonates with audiences. His internal conflicts and growth make him relatable and serve as a reminder that even characters with flaws can find redemption. Ryuga's rivalry with Jinga in particular shapes Jinga's character development. Their contrasting philosophies and intense battles force Jinga to reflect on his values, friendship, and goals. This dynamic enriches both characters and drives the narrative forward. Ryuga's battles, moments of vulnerability, and ultimate redemption become unforgettable highlights of the series. These moments contribute to the emotional impact of the story, making it more engaging and resonant. And there you have a closer look at the psychology of Ryuga from Beyblade. From his troubled past to his quest for power and redemption, Ryuga's characters provide us with a captivating exploration of human emotions and motivations. As we continue to enjoy the world of Beyblade, let's remember the lessons we've learned from characters like Ryuga, who show us that growth is possible even in the most challenging of circumstances. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.